cost of living is making it increasingly difficult to afford basic necessities. The question of how 537 pesos can be enough to eat three times a day becomes all the more relevant. With the average daily income in many countries hovering around this amount, it is crucial to explore the possibilities and limitations of such a budget.
Some argue that it's simply impossible to sustain oneself on such small amount. There are three key factors that make it impossible: practical budgeting skills, access to affordable and food options, and the ability to adapt to a simpler lifestyle.
However, it must be acknowledged that despite of these advantages, the lack of variety and potential nutritional deficiencies remain a significant drawback.
Inflation is the major cause of these family struggles because of its constantly rising of prices. Although 500 pesos is enough to people who are living alone. But how about those who has family of 8, 10, or more?
Yes, they can save the 500 pesos in just a week if they have a plan on how to spend the money. But imagine if some of them gets hungry too often. What if their parents don't have stable income? What if their immune system is too weak? They will probably spend the 500 pesos quick. Just look at the prices of fish, 150 to 200 pesos per kilo. How about the chicken? It's around 180 pesos per kilo. Even onions cost 78 to 239 pesos per kilo. And that's only for the foods.
But how about their bills like the rent of the house, water, and electric bill? Not only that, we also need care about our hygiene, so we need to buy hygiene products. With these examples of mine, can you imagine how much this family will spend in just a day? That is why I believe that 500 pesos is not enough for our daily needs.
One of the reasons the rising expense is making it increasingly troublesome to afford fundamental necessities is limited revenue, individuals or family grant permission who have low incomes or face inaction.
I think the possible effect concerning this is that it will be hard for them to buy three times moment of truth and provide for them classification necessities.
So one account, we are facing an increased rate. It is hard for us to buy goods or aids because of unexpected rising of a crop. Many families in our country are bearing a hard time on virtue on how they will budget their salary.
So my personal perspective for that, uh, I can say that 537 pesos is still not enough for a whole family of more than 8, 10, or more. It can be it can be enough if you're alone, but if you aren't alone and has a family to provide, 537 pesos is still not enough for the day because you'll need a lot of things or required for you to survive for a day, like foods, to pay for the rent of for your shelter, and so on.
Um, yes, just like Catolos said, 537 pesos is not enough for a whole family because they need to buy some not not just a food but for their hygiene and so on and so forth.
Yes, I like that opinion a lot, but there's more than that, like paying for rent, paying for water, electric bills, and also for necessary products.
Can you imagine a world where the cost of daily meal could determine the destiny of millions? In some places, 537 pesos per day is comfortable budget for three nutritious meal. While in other, it's unsettling reminder of how much their budget is.
Put yourself in the position of someone who will live in a high-priced urban area where 537 pesos may not even enough to pay for one meal, and someone who lives in a remote location where this amount could feed a family for several days.
This difference raises into a major question about equality, access, and what it really means to be fed properly in today's globality integrated society.